Hello there, my name's Annette with Sunbeam Fabric Art. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to use up this beautiful Jane Austen Sense and Sensibility layer cake to make a lovely quilt. What I'm looking for in this layer cake today is some dark shades, some medium shades, some light shades, and some really light shades. I think I know what I'm looking at as far as dark, medium, and light, and very light, but I always do take a look at the situation through a black and white lens to make sure. I've reorganized these so you can see the darks up there at the top, the mediums in the middle, and the lights down at the bottom. A couple of them overlap, but that's going to be okay. I'm going to match up, for example, that dark red I'm going to match up with a blue, and that medium red I'll match up with a different shade. It looks like I've got 2 or 3 prints that are very light. If I didn't have those, I would just throw in some white from my scrap bin. Well, this pattern is super easy. We're going to take the dark, the medium, and the light, and we're going to cut those into 2.5 inch strips. Super easy to do. I've got a 2.5 inch wide ruler, so zip, 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 I've got it all cut up. For the very light shades, I'm cutting a 6.5 inch by 2.5 inch piece that will go into the block. And then the little remaining portion I cut into 2.5 inch squares, and then that little tiny leftover will go into the crumb pile. Now, when it came time to assemble the blocks, I realized I should have cut 5 pieces from each of these squares. Instead of cutting those 2.5 inch strips first, I should have cut off a 6.5 inch strip, subdivided that into 4, and then used that extra piece to cut one more 2.5 by 6.5 inch strip. I will make sure and put all the details in the description of this video so you know exactly what I used and what you will need to make this quilt. My first step is going to be stitching a dark strip to a medium strip. Now, our layer cakes may or may not be perfectly lined up. That's okay. I'm going to be trimming these blocks when I'm all done with them, so I am not worried at all if there's a little overlap on these strips. Once I got to the end of the dark and medium, I separated my chain and then I immediately started stitching a light to the right-hand side. I want to keep these all going the same way with the dark on the left, medium in the middle, and light on the right. Here's one of my oops moments. I accidentally stitched 2 lights to the side of this unit, so I had to rip out that seam and fix that. Here are my finished little strip sets. Now these, after stitching them together, they measure about 10 inches by about 6.5 inches. And this is where I realized I needed a few more of those 2.5 by 6.5 inch strips. So I just grabbed 2 extra 10 inch squares from my stash and went ahead and made those cuts. Next, I'm going to press my strip sets flat, and then I will be stitching on my 6.5 inch lightest piece to the side of those strip sets. To get the look that I want in my quilt block, I am going to make sure that my dark is towards me and then stitch on that very light shade to the right hand side. I want to make sure that I'm stitching this all the same way. So I've turned around my strip sets so the dark is facing me, and I'm going to go through and chain piece that 6.5 inch by 2.5 inch very light piece again to the right hand side. Once I got to the end of adding these 6.5 inch pieces, I broke my chain, and then I took the time to press that addition nice and flat. Now that everything's pressed, I'm going to show you what I did to build my block. I took my units and I've got them laid the same way, but I'm going to flip one side around so the darks are meeting in the middle, and I'm going to stitch these two sides together to make my block. With that part finished, I took the time to press that new seam nice and flat. I like to assembly line anything I can. You can see I'm doing a block and I'm laying another block right on top, and I'm pressing flat probably 5 or 6 at a time. I'm trimming my blocks to 11.5 inches square. So first I'm making sure that 11.5 overlaps on the left and the bottom, and then I'm going to go ahead and trim the right and the top. Then I can flip the block around the opposite way, line up the bottom and the left right at 11.5 inches, and trim the other two sides. As I trimmed these blocks, I did use a vertical line on my ruler to line up with one of the strips so that my block would stay oriented correctly. But even just eyeballing it, you're not going to go too far off here. With all the blocks trimmed up, it's time to lay out the quilt. Now the way I'm going to be laying this out, I'm going to just flip the blocks opposite directions, and what that is going to do for me is create a little, almost like a pinwheel with those very lights. But since all the pairs are going to be stitched together the same way, it's easy to stack them up in 2 stacks and just chain piece the whole stack. I have 20 finished blocks, so I'm going to lay this quilt out in a 4 by 5 block layout. I'm going to have 5 rows of 4 blocks each. And I did take the time to mix up the colors. Once I had stitched together all the pairs, it was pretty easy to just stitch one pair to another pair to make a complete row of 4 blocks. You can see I'm making sure that my little pieces of the very light 6.5 inch are oriented the same way on both pairs. With all the rows completed, it's time to put 2 rows together to make the finished quilt top. I'm going to be using these clips to hold everything in place until I get to the sewing machine. Now when I'm putting the rows together, I am going to flip around every other row. So that means row 1, 3, and 5 will go one way, and rows 2 and 4 will go the opposite way. And that is how I will get those little 6.5-inch strips lined up together to make my little pinwheel in the middle. There isn't a lot of matching between these rows. I definitely want to match up the middle of that pinwheel for sure. And then just keep these rows nice and straight until I can get them to the sewing machine. With 5 rows, I'm going to be stitching 4 seams. I decided to go ahead and clip all 4 seams before I stitched any of them. Once everything was clipped in place, I took the whole quilt top to the sewing machine and just stitched 1 seam at a time. Once I got all the seams done, I did go around and top stitch a basting stitch all the way around the outside of the quilt. Next, I took plenty of time to press those new seams I just stitched nice and flat. Well, let's take a look at the finished quilt, but first I gotta tell you, Blaize really liked this one. Here's a better look at this layout. You can see the very light shade where I did those 6.5-inch strips does make that pinwheel shape, and having the darks meeting in the middle of the block also adds interest. But you could actually lay these blocks out all the same way if you wanted to, or do something completely different. If you're enjoying my videos, I invite you to subscribe, like, click that bell icon. All those things help me grow the channel so I can keep on making charity quilts. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope to see you back again real soon.